media strategy, your social media strategy should include the kind of posts you make, right? Kind of posts you make. You can use your mic now. Okay, yeah. So the kinds of posts you're going to be making should be included in your social media strategy, and what content format you're going to be using. Are you going to be using videos? Are you going to be using text? Are you going to be using reels, YouTube shorts, and all that? So you're going to be looking at that. Are you going to be making short form posts? Are you going to be making long form content and all that? So it should all be included in your social media strategy. Then time for creating your content is a thing, okay? So would you have scheduled days when you would be creating your content? Let's say every week on Mondays or on Sundays you plan the content ahead. Maybe you can plan content for like 1 week in one day. Yeah, it's very, very possible. But you can plan content for the next month. There was a time I used to work with a particular legal brand, and then she used to make me, um, we used to have deliverables, so she used to make me prepare my content calendar 1 month ahead. So before the next month, I've already prepared the content calendar for the next month and sent to her for approval. So she would approve it, and then I'll start creating the content before the next month. So once we get to that month, I'm not under any kind of pressure. I just post the content on the scheduled days that we've already decided. So so time for creating the content is a thing. So you have to decide on that when you're developing your social media strategy. How many posts are you going to be making per day, per week, per month? All those things are things you need to consider. Now, you also need to look at the time dedicated to engaging. So at what times will you be, how many minutes will you spend replying to comments? All right, because one way to actually grow community and boost engagement is commenting a lot and responding to comments. Because if you respond to comments on time, you're going to be getting the good books of your social media algorithm, and it's going to favor that content that you have a lot of comments on. So there's a way you can actually boost the engagement in your comment section. It's not just the post. The comment section is where the actual work happens, because it's the comment section that is going to determine how successful that post is going to be. If you're looking, if your metric to track is social media engagement, okay? So I believe by now you should be used to all these terms, because I've been singing them like songs since. All right, I've been using them a lot, so you should be used to them by now. So you need to look at replying to comments and DMs as well. So you should have times. Let's say in 24 hours you can spend 30 minutes replying to comments, another 30 minutes replying to DMs, and once you're done with that, you move over to the next thing. So you don't spend your whole time on social media, because the worst thing that can happen is you just go on social media and then you just check. You've been scrolling from post to post, from post to post, and before you know it, you spend 6 hours on social media and you have an unproductive day. So it's always good you have a time allocated for each of those activities. Okay, so now the next thing too, will you be repurposing content? What repurposing of content simply means is taking already existing content and then creating small tidbits or other fresh content from that same content. So let's say now I create a content, and the content format I use, there are a couple of ways to do that. You can do it through um, the content format, or you can make it either long or short form content. So let's say if it was a long form content, for example, what I mean, you should understand what I mean by long form content now. A long, like the name implies, it's long, all right? If it's a long form content, I could take like maybe little snippets from it and then be posting per day, and then linking back to the original content for people to see the full content. I know if you've watched all these comedians on Instagram and on TikTok and all the likes, when they make a full video, or in fact, there's a way they even do. They first of all give you a teaser to the main video, and then once they drop the main video and you watch the main video, maybe the next day or some days later, they are going to drop a snippet from that. If the video was like 5 minutes, they will drop like a 30-second snippet from it, and they will now ask you in the comments, um, did you miss my video on so and so? Or in case you missed this, check the last video on my page or another. I know you should have seen stuff like that, right?
I actually know what you're talking about.
You said, what did you say?
I said yes, I am familiar with it from YouTube.
Okay, exactly. So they call that,
Did you hear me?
yeah, I heard you. They call that content repurposing. So you're repurposing an existing content. So that they do it a lot on YouTube as well. So now, promoting existing content. I say repurposing of content also promotes existing content as well. So your social media strategy should include all of this. Now, the next thing we need to look at, when I told you that if we don't have our target audience defined, everything we are doing, the social media goals and blah blah blah, is just a mere waste of time. Okay, because I mean, who are you reaching out to? So you need to know how to build a target audience persona. And have you heard of a target audience persona before? I would like to hear from you.
No.
Okay, but if you want to like guess, like out of the blues, what would you think it is?
Okay, a target audience persona. So your target audience, maybe like being the kind of person your target audience wants to see.
Okay, okay, it's a nice attempt. But then your target audience persona, are you saying something? Okay, so your target audience persona actually is about your target audience and not you, right? So a target audience persona, an audience persona describes the personality traits of who you want to reach out to. All right. In order to effectively reach out to them, you ought to know them to a considerable extent. So that's, you're not just saying, okay, I want to reach out to, let's say, okay, if I'm a hair vendor now, I want to reach out to ladies. So what kind of ladies are you going to be reaching out to? If I am, let's say, a graphics designer, for example, and I say I want to reach out to people who have an interest in graphic design. Sorry, I cannot just say I want to just reach out to people who have an interest in graphic design, just like that. I need to be detailed as to, okay, the kinds of people they are, where they are, what they do, their lifestyle, and all those stuff. It falls under that. So now, when you're building your target audience persona, the things you should consider, for example, are the age range of your target audience. So who are you looking to reach out to? Are they like 16-year-olds? Like we at Sword, okay, in fact, we're a very perfect example for this, because we at Sword, our target audience is um, young people from the ages 10 to 20. Right, so those are the people, those are our primary target audience. So we're not looking to reach out to everybody, because if we are to teach these things, we're actually teaching. But we have different, our different instructors are professionals at what they do, so they do it outside. So if we are to teach people that are beyond this age, we will definitely charge for it. You get the point? Because what we are doing at SOD is limited to the ages 10 to 20. Those are the people that we have decided that we are going to do this thing for free. And there is a reason why we are doing it for free for them. There is a reason why we looked at these people as our target audience, right? So it's the same thing in your social media endeavor. You need to look at your target audience persona, look at the age range, look at the sex. Are you targeting males and females? If you're a human hair vendor, you have no business targeting a man. That's the truth. So you have no business targeting a man. If you're a human hair um, vendor, you have no business targeting a man. You're looking at females, all right? Then you look at their interests, look at the pain points. As in, when I mean pain points, the thing that is paining them, the problem that they have that they are looking for solution to. That's their pain points. Okay. Then you look at the location. Where do you want to target? This is your audience. When we looked at, if you recall, when I looked at the goal setting in our previous slide, and I looked at the SaaS company that is looking to target project managers. They were targeting project managers in Port Harcourt and not just project managers in the whole of Nigeria. You get, so they were definite. The location is Port Harcourt, right? Then you look at the occupation, virtual communities, or the places they hang out online, because you need to know where they are for you to be able to reach out to them. If your target audience is going to be more on TikTok, then you have no business being on Twitter. So you look and maximize TikTok. If your target audience is on Instagram, you follow, you have to build your brand on Instagram as well. Then the competitors they follow. So if you know the competitors they follow, it gives you an insight into the kind of content that you're going to give out, because they're already consuming content from your competitors. All right. So, but then you're going to also be looking at the would I say the gap that your competitor has that your brand can actually fill. We're going to be looking at that as we go on. So now, the target audience personal example for a graphic design instructor for okay, this case study now. Let's say this is a graphic design instructor, or I am a graphic design instructor, and I am looking to reach out to people who are interested in graphic design. So if I'm drawing a persona, it's going to be something like this. So meet John, who recently picked an interest in graphic design. Number one, we establish that this guy's name is John. Number one, we are giving him a fictitious name, is John, and his interest is in graphic design. And then we've given him an age. Okay, he's 18 years old and a university student. So I've defined, okay, I'm looking for people that are young. All right, he's 18 years old and a university student looking to find the best learning resource centers for newbie graphic designers online. So you can see that he's looking for virtual communities where he can learn graphic design from. Now, he occasionally watches videos from Chris Do. And okay, if you don't know Chris Do is an internet sensation in the field of graphic design. So I know he consumes content from Chris Do. So I have to look at the kind of content that Chris Do makes, or Chris Do, sorry, Chris Do makes, and then know what to do. Then he spends an average of 2 hours per day on social media. So knowing this helps me to know how to reach out to him, the kind of content that he's going to like, and I already know he's looking to learn design. That means the kind of content I'm going to be putting out on my social media is basically going to be educational content. If I want to attract somebody like this and many other people that are like him, I need to be putting out educational content, because he's looking to find the best learning resource centers online. So I need to position my brand as